Okay, this is additional file to explain ratio analysis area. We mentioned about total debt ratio. That's asset minus equity over asset. What this means? Total debt over total asset. So your company example has 0.28. Always a ratio means something over 1. So it's 0.28 over 1. What this means? For the any $1 asset, it has 28 cents debt or borrowing, and then 72 cents from equity holders' money. So this debt over asset is 0.28. So each dollar you have 28% from borrowing, 72% from equity holders' money. So if you know this one, then we can calculate debt to equity ratio or asset over equity. This is equity multiplier. So from the beginning number, we only know 0.28 as total debt ratio. Again, this total debt ratio number reflects what percent debt, what percent equity. So asset equals debt plus equity. So if asset is 100, then debt is 28, equity is 72. So easily we can do that. Debt over equity means 0.28 over 0.72. Or you can do 28 over 72. Then it ends up 0.39. So every $1 equity, debt size is 39% of equity, or 0.39. Then equity multiplies simply asset over equity. If we use asset as 1, then equity is 0.72. If you use asset as 100, then equity should be 72. Then the ratio ends up 1.39. Okay, next one is sustainable growth rate. By definition, this is how a company can grow by using two. One is internal money. That's addition to retained earnings. Remember, company has net income. Okay, from net income, company pays dividends. So suppose company, look at here, net income, that's dividends plus retained earnings. Okay, so company has net income after pay everything, and then net income will be used to pay dividends to stockholders, and then the leftover money company kept for next operation. So this retained earning number is very important because this will support company's growth. So sustainable growth rate compared to internal growth rate. Internal growth rate or IGR, internal growth rate, allows only retained earning money to support future growth. However, this SGR, sustainable growth rate, this one allow you to use internal money, that means retained earning money, plus issue debt. You can borrow more. But there is one condition. The condition is you have to maintain constant debt to equity ratio. This debt to equity ratio that we called company's capital structure. What this means, how company total capital was supported or raised. So I put one example here. Suppose your company is a small cap company and total $600 million size. And your company already found optimal capital structure. That means the best combination between debt and equity. And your company figured out it's half and half. Half of debt, half equity. So among 600 million, your company has 300 million debt and 300 million equity. That's half and half, the best capital structure format. And suppose a company has a 16 million net income. And again, the net income goes to dividends and the leftover money is retained earnings. So from 16 million, Suppose your company paid 6 million dividends. Then 10 million will be added to retained earning account. This retained earning account is one of the equity items. So since you added $10 million and your company has 300 debt and then 300 plus 10 or 310 million equity, then what happens? Now it's not the best capital structure. Best capital structure is half debt, half equity. And now after adding retained earning, your company has less debt than equity. That is 300, but equity is 310. So how you can keep the best half debt and equity structure? Answer is simple. If you borrow 10 million debt, then your total debt will be 310. Your equity 310. So both of them 310 million. That means half and half capital structure. So this SGR, sustainable growth rate, how company can grow, will allow you use retained earning money 10 million plus borrowed money 10 million. Total you use 20 million debt and try to achieve the growth. What this means? Compared to internal growth rate, how much you can grow using only 10 million, the leftover money, retained earning money 10 million, versus this sustainable growth rate, let you use 20 million, 10 million retained earning and 10 million borrowed, additional borrowing. So together 20 million, how much you can achieve the growth. Since you use 20 million more money than just the 10 million, sustainable growth one will be much higher than internal growth rate. So as a company manager, focusing on an approach using sustainable growth rate concept is much better than internal growth. Why? Number one, you can use more money to achieve growth. That means you can grow more, plus you can keep your best capital structure. So that's why you have to apply SGR concept to set your company growth goal for the following year.